Subsidies exist as a result of the government's efforts to lower price of premium motor spirit (PMS) for the ordinary consumer. It involves the use of government resources as incentives to make up for high prices of petroleum products. In Nigeria, however, the incentive has not been utilized to cushion hardship of high cost of petrol. Instead, huge amount accruing from subsidy has been spent without results. Correspondent Nabuchi takes a look at changing stories of the spending of subsidies in this report.
Since Nigeria introduced fuel subsidies in the 1970s as a response to the oil price shock in 1973, the amount budgeted for the incentive has continued to increase astronomically. Oil subsidy therefore remains a contentious issue in Nigeria, leading to many attempts by previous governments to reduce or stop the system. Amounts budgeted for subsidy on petrol have even risen above the budget of major sectors of the Nigerian economy, including health, industry, and education. Previous attempts to end the subsidy regime resulted in resistance from members of the public who feared the devastating effects. Such possible fears include high cost of food, transportation, general hardship, and attendant rise in headline inflation. For these reasons, past administrations have rather played politics with plans to remove subsidies for fear of public reactions. Since the return of democracy in the country in 1999, the story has even worsened. From the Obasanjo era till date, it has been one slogan or the other: stop oil subsidy. Subsidy is running Nigeria aground. It is a scam. We have removed subsidy, making a policy which ordinarily should address economic challenges look less important.
The demonization of the subsidy as a policy should stop. Nigerians should be made to understand that the government has a duty to subsidize their cost of living. Subsidizing energy is the policy of government to affect every citizen in that country. When when fuel is subsidized or energy prices are subsidized, every individual in the country profits from it.
The total number of Nigerians is not up to even 10% of those that they want to give the palliative, which they are saying the poor of the poorest. How do you identify the poor of the poorest? And such kind of money, how will you even be able to disburse it to those that are to those vulnerable districts? So the government has to be careful, because we have seen it before when they did some of those palliative in the previous government. You see, that money should have been channeled into various local governments so that they will create some jobs for our youth there who are migrating to the urban area every day.
Subsidies comes at great cost. It results in lower spending by the government on other development objectives and reduced distribution of resources to serve national government. The NNPC only recently announced that the federal government has not paid anyone for subsidy since 2016. This leaves stakeholders to worry about the whereabouts of huge savings made from subsidy removal. At the inauguration of the 29th of May, President Ahmed Tinubu announced the total removal of fuel subsidy. The decision was first a welcome development, but has now thrown millions of Nigerians in a difficult situation, resulting in wide criticism of the policy. The pump price of petrol has since skyrocketed beyond the reach of an average citizen, moving from 370 naira to 620 naira a litre currently. While the government claims that the price hike is due to prevailing market forces, many Nigerians continue to face hardships. Unlike previous administrations which embarked upon partial subsidy removal, the current government, with its full-blown subsidy removal, going by the prevailing calculations of 400 billion naira savings per month, will be saving about 800 billion naira at the end of July 2023. This, added to the 500 billion naira requested from the 2022 supplementary budget, will amount to about 1.3 trillion naira in July alone. Although criticism against the government's planned distribution of this whooping sum through an 8,000 naira palliative largesse to vulnerable Nigerians stood, government should now employ more acceptable ways of implementing the funds acquired from the subsidy removal savings.
It's actually going to do the right thing. What they need to do is to provide enough mass transit buses, because transportation affects everything. So if enough mass transit buses are provided in all the 36 states of the Federation, it's going to have a lasting impact on Nigerians. But this cash they want to begin to distribute to some people, I'm afraid, if the politician will not hijack it.
The demonization of the subsidy as a policy should stop. Nigerians should be made to understand that the government has a duty to subsidize their cost of living. Subsidizing energy is the policy of government to affect every citizen in that country.
To disburse that money, they should not do it. They should not even try it, because it will be like the previous time when they will collect the money and still give it, share it among themselves. The rich will share it among themselves. So the government should not do it. Rather, they should look for ways on how to establish things in the country, refurbish our refineries.
In fact, government must embrace judicious utilization of the funds in terms of providing good transportation system, improve mechanized agriculture, and in security, maintain dilapidated refineries, and complete the modular to lower fuel importation, which causes high pump price. That way, sufferance of the people may abate.